Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to yet another episode of review video for last night's episode of Fear the Walking Dead. This is Season 3, Episode 14, entitled El Matadero. Alright, now, with that being said, a lot of things happened in this episode. A lot of things that we were not expecting happened in this episode, including the death of, I would say, a fan-favorite character. She's not, huge, per se, but right out of the way. Alright, we're gonna get this right on the table right now. Spoilers, okay? Just do not watch this video if you guys haven't seen the episode. With that being said, Ophelia is no longer a character. Well, she's a character, but Ophelia is dead. Basically, is what went down, and it was really weird. Like, it was just like a shock death. We didn't see it coming whatsoever. It turns out she was actually bitten back at the ranch when they were fighting off the herd of walkers, and it's just, like I said, it was really weird. It came up really unexpectedly, and essentially what happened is they were basically on the road trying to go to the dam and go to the meat spot, and Ophelia essentially started falling off the back of the truck. She fell completely off the truck at one point, and that's actually one of the scenes in the promo that we saw. Was crazy what is his name? Crazy Dog, that's it. He basically jumped off the back of the truck, basically screaming, wait, hold up. And essentially he was going after Ophelia, which actually did fall off the truck. So it was revealed that she was bitten. Unfortunately, I mean, it is what it is, Ophelia is bitten literally right here on the collarbone. So there's obviously no way to cut that off, and it's obviously already affected her anyways. But, yeah, so she's dying, and she does actually end up dying in this episode. And what kind of sucks about it is Daniel ends up putting her down. Because, I mean, we know what's going on, right? We know that they're on the way to this meat spot, with Daniel, and Ophelia is supposed to be there, and Daniel's probably so excited that he's going to finally get to see his daughter after all this time, and only to get there to find out that she is dead and has to be the one to put her down from turning into a walker. And that's exactly what happens, man. That's gotta suck. It truly does. But either way, we have different storylines going off on this. The synopsis for this episode was Alicia encounters a potential ally, which is exactly what happened after she did meet up with Nicholas and Troy. They did follow her to a campsite, and they eventually ended up splitting up. Nick and Troy basically went back to Madison, and Alicia wanted to stay out on her own. She wasn't having any of it. She was staying out on her own, and that's exactly what she did. She ended up actually going in to a burger, like a restaurant, and found instant potatoes there as well. There's a ball pit scene in which she got into a ball pit to basically avoid a herd of walkers, but there was actually a walker already in the ball pit, so that was kind of fun to watch. A ball pit walker standoff. She had to kill one in the ball pit, and then while she was hiding, another girl actually came in, killed all the walkers, took some jewelry off them as well. Ended up being one of the reasons why she cuts off the fingers of walkers, which is just really weird. Again, it's a new character we get to meet, and it looks like she's going to sort of join up with Alicia, which is going to be kind of cool, because I actually was digging her character. I'm not going to lie, I totally was. She was pretty straightforward to the point, and she actually had some pretty cool stories, if you will. So yeah, that ended up happening. They ended up meeting each other eventually when Alicia tried to basically follow her and get her potatoes back. That was in the sneak peek for this episode where she was like, if you take my shit, I'll smash your head like a coconut or something. I think it was something like that, along those lines. And anyway, that ended up happening. Alicia basically said, I don't really want to kill you, so let's go ahead and just, survive. Let's, we don't have to have any trouble right now. Let's see what else here. Madison, Ophelia, Strand, and everybody like that do end up getting to the meat spot, which actually was that trade post town. So they do end up getting there, get Ophelia basically a bed, start giving her medicine. She actually gave her some Vicodin, I believe, which is something that, unfortunately, is now getting used in another storyline for Nicholas. He's back to doing the whole drug thing. I don't think if it's as extreme as it once was back in season 1, but he is back to doing it. He did pop some Vicodin there. Later on in the episode, he did get some other drugs as well into him, which ended up really playing a part into what happened in the promo of this episode, where he and Troy were basically covered in walker blood, basically walking down the street with a herd of walkers there. It was a very weird sequence indeed, because like our vision was blurred too, because we were under their impression that they were on drugs, and it was a really weird scene to say the least, but entertaining, I guess, nonetheless. They ended up taking a drug, or I guess it was a brain stem rather, but it's obviously full of adrenaline. So it's really weird, man. Really weird. I don't know how I completely feel about that whole sequence, but it's, I don't know. It gives us another look into Nick's head, I guess, if you will. Let's see what else we have here. So Ophelia, just kind of surviving at this point. Alicia spots the woman's car in a supermarket parking lot. She tries to go steal the potatoes. The woman, whose name apparently is Deanna, I didn't catch that in the episode, but threatens to kill her, stuff like that. They ended up starting to be friends. Madison wakes Ophelia to meet Daniel, because they have to go, to that meeting point now. It's just pretty much right outside either way. Nick joins Troy at a table, orders tequila. They were looking for drugs and stuff like that. Let's see what we have here. Madison helps Ophelia to the parking lot. Basically, Ophelia asked Madison to tell Daniel that she was getting forward to looking to meet him, basically suggesting that she never really knew the real him, which I thought was interesting. Something like that, you'd usually say, I love you, stuff like that, if you do end up dying, which she did, unfortunately. She ended up dying literally seconds before Daniel actually ended up getting there, which sucks, to say the least. She only held on for like a little bit more. They would have been able to at least say hello, Alicia and Deanna eat the potatoes inside of an abandoned store. Deanna explains that she sells the fingers and teeth to Mexicans at the outpost. Alicia tells Deanna that she's traveling alone to a place in the desert. Deanna warns her that every town has been picked clean and declares that she doesn't keep company. Nick and Troy roam the streets middle of the night, encounter the herd, like I told you guys before. Really weird scene, really bizarre. Madison cleans up Ophelia's room and realizes that Nick took some of the Vicodin, which was intriguing. This obviously taking place afterwards, after Daniel got there to the meeting spot where they're supposed to, meet Madison. Madison basically explained to him, the ranch was overrun. She unfortunately ended up getting bit, unfortunately. They couldn't really do anything, with that. They had no choice. But they just try to get her there, and that's what she did. Rightfully so, At the time, Daniel was very, very, very upset and threatened to kill Madison. Fortunately enough, he did not. So Madison basically walked away, and behind Madison, as she was walking away, Daniel ended up basically just shooting Ophelia there, and being pretty well distraught, like heartbroken. I mean, really, you get there expecting to meet your daughter after like months, maybe, of being away from her, thinking that she was dead, and her thinking that you were dead, and you finally get there, and you're like, oh man, I'm excited, I'm ready to see her again, and then boom, you get there, and she's dead. Literally seconds before you got there. And there's nothing you can do about it except for put her down before she turns into a walker. Man, that would suck. I don't know what I'd do in that situation. I truly don't. I definitely commend Daniel for, holding that together. Anyway, like I said, the next morning, Madison cleans up Ophelia's room, realizes that Nick took some of the Vicodin. Daniel stops by and informs her that she can still come to the dam along with Strand and Walker and her friends and stuff like that. Essentially realizing that Madison didn't really have any choice in the matter on whether or not Ophelia survived. It's just obviously unfortunate timing. Very, very unfortunate timing, to say the least. So Daniel did come around there. Alicia wakes up and finds Deanna fixing her car outside. A herd approaches, and they basically decide to take on the herd together. Deanna couldn't get her car fixed, essentially, and she said, you know, well, do you need some help? Do you need some company? And Deanna basically said, you know, I told you I don't take friends. And, well, it doesn't have to be friends. You know, it's just company, right? Just help, you know. Madison prepares to return to the dam. Nick informs her that he and Troy are going to stay at the outpost to secure a toehold for the future trading. Knowing that Nick basically has ulterior motives for staying there, which is, you know, the drugs and, you know, all that, Madison simply tells him that he knows where to find her and do what you need to do. Basically saying, whatever, you know, do what you got to do. You know, I'm not having any more of your shit. I'm not taking care of you anymore. This is your decision. Do what you want. I've saved you once. I'm done saving you, type of thing. Which I totally agree with her. You know, this is ridiculous that Nick is doing this all over again. It's insane to me. I don't get it. You know, I truly don't. Once an addict, always an addict. I guess that statement's true, right? So either way, everybody, thank you all so much for watching. I really liked this episode. I thought it was really good. I did think it was pretty sad and shocking with Ophelia. I didn't see that coming. I don't think anybody saw that coming. Nobody knew that she was bit, you know, or anything like that. It kind of just came out of nowhere at the start of the episode with her falling off the truck and revealing that she was bitten, and that definitely sucks. But either way, thank you all so much for watching. This was Season 3, Episode 14 of Fear the Walking Dead. This is El Matadero. There's only one episode left, or rather two, but it's a 2-hour season finale, so it's Episode 15 and 16 airing this Sunday, which I did predict, so you can tell me that I'm right there. Episode 15, Things Bad Begun, and Episode 16, Sleigh Ride. So that's something. I don't know what those titles are meaning, but if you guys want to hear my predictions on them, you know, the promo, the sneak peeks, everything like that, I'll be going over it in this week's episode prediction video for Fear the Walking Dead. That'll be up on Thursday, which actually turns out to be the 12th. So tune back in then, to hear my thoughts on Fear the Walking Dead. Thank you all so much for watching. Tell me what you guys thought of the episode in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. It's been Frost, guys. Take care.